Hello, the internet. Frank here, also known as the Quizmaster to fans of the Filmageddon Film Quiz and Filmageddon podcast. So it's Friday night, and a lot of people are probably out enjoying a little post-work drink or seeing a film or something like that. I'm getting ready for bed because I plan to wake up early tomorrow to embark on a cinematic journey. So starting Saturday morning, I'm going to be watching the entire Fast and Furious film franchise. All of the films, all 7 of them, from the Fast and the Furious through Furious 7, and then I'll be all caught up. 14 hours of the Fast and the Furious. This is such a bad idea. We'll check in with you before and after each film in the series, give you my thoughts, a little rundown, see how my head's at. I don't have a problem with Vin Diesel. You know, like I said, it's going to be 14 straight hours. We're not going to take a break in between the films. We're just starting them one right after another. So look forward to what we're calling Furious Fast. We'll see. We'll see what my opinions are on these films tomorrow.
It's 6:40. My alarms just went off. It's time to start this thing.
Good morning. It is currently Saturday morning, so we're ahead of schedule. I'm going to start these films at 7 a.m. Made myself a little breakfast, some eggs, some orange juice, and of course, some coffee. We're going to start things off with 2001's The Fast and the Furious. So, Brian just did his first street race, and it did not go well. Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile, you win. Or something. Memories of a time when I had no musical taste at all. It does have that very Point Breaky vibe to it. And I can't wait to see how it ends, quite frankly, at this point. Alright, here we go. Thing this film's been leading up to, Race Wars, as they call it. I'm pretty excited. There's a lot of engines being revved. Okay, so that is the end of The Fast and the Furious. What's gonna happen? It's a bit of a cliffhanger. Right, initial thoughts on that. It wasn't as bad as I ever thought it was going to be. It sold itself as very much a 2000s movie, but in reality it is straight up 90s action at its best, really. And it's good. It's not the best movie you'll ever see, but it is far from the worst. Vin Diesel probably shouldn't handle the monologues anymore. Some of the camera work or the special effects they did for the driving stuff was also pretty daft. A solid 3.5 out of 5? For a film from 2001, it holds up, other than, again, some of the bad CGI stuff they did when they were zooming toward the camera or in the cars. I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to Too Fast, Too Furious. I know Vinny D isn't going to be there. I know the next one's going to be carried by Paul Walker and Tyrese, I think. It's about 8:40 a.m. now. We'll get Too Fast, Too Furious started. They just finished the seemingly 30-minute long opening race. It is what it is so far. Seems to be trying a bit too hard. James Remar shows up. The film's got me right now. So, is Tyrese supposed to be replacing Vin Diesel here? I'm not the biggest Vin Diesel fan. That's a pretty poor substitution. So, I didn't think I could love anyone more than Jordana Brewster in these films, but then Eva Mendes showed up in an all-white outfit, and things changed. You had my curiosity, Too Fast, Too Furious. Now you have my attention. So I think the thing about this film that I dislike so far is that it's set in Miami. Miami and the people in it are not the high watermarks for human existence. Your city's sort of a... what's the word? Shithole. Ava in a bikini. Just finished Too Fast, Too Furious. Initial thoughts... I Didn't hate it as much as I thought I would. Can't say enough good stuff about Eva Mendes. Cole Hauser in there, doing alright as a villain. I've not seen Cole Hauser since Paparazzi, and that's saying a lot. The racing, there's a lot more of it, and it was done worse. Like, there was a long cop car chase in it that I wasn't a fan of. I'd say overall, definitely nowhere near as good as the first one. Maybe 2.5 stars. I think I'm gonna have to start grading these on a Fast and the Furious scale, because if I grade them on, like, just a film scale, I think they'd be much lower. Like, the first Fast and the Furious probably would be 2.5 stars. This probably would be, like, 1.5 stars. But on a Fast and the Furious scale, so far, this sits right in the middle, 2.5 stars. The first one, as I said, sort of 3 to 3.5 stars. And next up is the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, which is the only one that I've sort of seen. So yeah, it is about 10:30. I'm gonna give myself a quick rinse and kick off Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Tokyo Drift starting off well. They are racing for a woman, for legal ownership of this young girl. The film may have just lost me with its choice of Kid Rock for the soundtrack. We are being introduced to the concept of drifting. I think that's just another name for turning. Sean's first big Tokyo race. What a drift! Oh! I'm interested to see how Tokyo Drift ties in with the rest of the series. Like, we will find out together. So Han just died. We are up to the climactic race in Tokyo Drift. Feels like I'm right in Tokyo. Ooh, that was hot. Somebody says they knew Han. Who could that be? Oh, look at this whip. Is that what they call them? Whips? It's Vin! We've not seen Vin for nearly 2 full films now. You ready, kid? Right, so that brings us to the end of the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. What an ending. Vin Diesel pumping up. Fucking, who knew? Who expected it? Thoughts on the film? It lost that action movie feel, even though obviously you had the Yakuza running around, you had like guns and car chases and everything. It felt much more just like a racing movie. I think by not having much of the original cast, I said I like what they're trying to do, but I don't think it worked. Did I like it? It's not a horrible movie. It's just not a really good one. I'd say on a film scale, you're looking at a 1.5, and on the Fast and the Furious scale, it's probably around a 2.5. So it's sort of level with Too Fast, Too Furious for me at the minute. I'm really looking forward now to moving on to, I think it's just called Fast and Furious, or 4 Fast, 4 Furious, whatever it is. I have no idea at all what happens in 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's about 12:15 now. I'm feeling energized, feeling ready to kick off the afternoon with Fast and Furious 4, or whatever it's called. So, Fast and Furious is off to a good start. Han's alive, or he's got regenerating He's got regenerative properties. So yeah, I'm guessing this sort of takes place before part 3. Dom and Brian just came face to face for the first time since the first movie. And wouldn't you know it, there's a street race coming up. Who would have guessed? Wait, is that Wonder Woman? So Dom is after Letty's killer, and Brian is trying to protect Dom at this point, while also trying to get Letty's killer? I'm not quite sure. Vin's got a voice that I'd like to hear minimal of. It's very powerful, I like it, but I want to hear less of it. Shit, Brian was the last person to talk to Letty! Brian was responsible for Letty's death! I don't really know what's happening. So did Brian kill Letty, or did Brian tell Letty to do something to get the bad guy, then she got killed, and that's why Dom's mad, and that's why they fought each other, and that's why everything's going to shit now, and that's why those two need to go racing, and that's why they need to go to that place, and that's why they're going to Mexico? Alright, so, that is the end of Fast and Furious, the fourth installment in the Fast and the Furious franchise. Initial thoughts. Confusing. I could see why fans of the series probably got excited for this, because they'd waited so long to see these characters back together, and they finally were. But me, I'm coming from a standpoint of just seeing these characters back together 4 hours ago. So that alone didn't really make me like this film. I'd put Fast and the Furious at the bottom of the list of these films at the minute. Not saying I hated it. A low score for the film meter. For the Fast and the Furious rating, I'd give it 2. Again, yeah, 2 Fast and the Furious is... And they just randomly killed off Michelle Rodriguez. I'm not going to miss her, but it sort of just felt like a cheap way to drive the story. They relied on the same set pieces, driving through those really bad CGI mine tunnels. Braga, like, they play up this whole fake-out aspect, but whoever played the real Braga wasn't interesting enough to care about the fact that he was the real Braga, if that makes sense. I feel like I could talk negatively about this one for a while. It's movies like this and shows like Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, any show that sort of involves the drug cartel in Mexico, they'll teach you one thing. Mexican drug cartel people are as batshit crazy as they come. They'll peel your face off and staple it to your mother. But damn it, they're religious. I don't even know where I'm going with this. We're on to the Fast and the Furious 5, which I believe is called Fast 5. It is just 2 p.m. right now. We're past the halfway point. 3 more of these films to go. On to Fast 5. Oh my god, Vince is back. We have Vince, people. He is back in the Fast and the Furious picture. If you smell what the Rock is cooking. Pretty much, from what I can tell, everybody from all the movies is meeting up right now. Everyone except Letty. She's still dead. The gang's back together. Shit is gonna go down. The Rock is there. The Rock is stealing the show.
Because we got a job.
Oh, well, we've just finished Fast 5, the 5th entry in the Fast and the Furious franchise. Pretty good. Pretty good. Definitely a step up from Fast and Furious. The Rock, Hobbs, just comes in, completely steals the film from everybody. Just give us a Hobbs movie already. I don't know when one film ends and the other begins anymore. They're all just melding into one. Downsides to this one, again, sort of a forgettable villain. Here we go, post-credit scene. What the fuck was that? Bombshell of a credit sting, eh? Eva Mendes is back in the fold. I was waiting for that. Waiting for that so hard. Was not waiting for Letty to come back. Yeah, Fast 5, really fun. It is 4:15 right now. We started this journey at about 7 o'clock in the morning. Like 2.5 stars for a film. It was pretty decent. Fast and the Furious rating of probably 3.5. It's probably up there with the first one, if I'm honest. I'm still here. I'm still entertained. Furious Fest is going strong. As we cut to Fast and the Furious 6, or just Fast and Furious Part 6, or whatever they called it. I don't know. It's time to have a beer. Cheers. Hashtag Furious Fest. Vin Diesel's car in every one of these films has done a wheelie, and it just gets more ridiculous with each passing film. There's a fucking tank driving down the road now. This film franchise is insane. Letty's in the air, flying through the air. Vin Diesel's jumped through the air. How's he done that? He landed so softly. He flew 50 feet in the air, and he just landed like a pillow. And Hobbs is flying a helicopter like he's driving a car. Okay, wow. The credits have just begun to roll on Fast and the Furious 6. Is it Fast and Furious 6, not Fast and the Furious. Fast and Furious 6. Just finished. I really liked it. Oh, wait. Post-credit scene here. So this is the scene from Tokyo Drift right now. Yes! Statham! Oh, man. How to process that? Thoughts on Fast and Furious 6. Very entertaining. everybody's back together again. Finally stepped up the villain, this time with Owen Shaw. I don't exactly know what happened, but no, at the end of the day, just really entertaining. Best Fast and the Furious yet? Maybe. I'd say film-wise, you know, again, you gotta give it a solid, like, 2.5, maybe even a 3. Like, it's quite well done, this one. And Fast and the Furious-wise, if you could give it a Fast and the Furious score, I think it definitely tops the first one, and I think it tops the last one. So I think we're looking at a 3.5 to a 4 on the Fast and Furious scale of things. I'm in no way dragging right now, which I thought I would be. I thought I'd be taking naps through these films, like, just not caring. It's about 6:30. We've got one more film left to go. I've stayed strong and stayed interested, and I'm just looking forward to Furious 7 next. I'm sorry, but I cannot even comprehend how amazing that title sequence was with Jason Statham. He is the most badass person in these films, bar none. Beating out The Rock. I'm giving him that title now. He's amazing. And I saw a lot of names in those opening credits that I'm excited to see in this film. Kurt Russell. How do these films keep getting bigger? The Rock and Jason Statham just had a fight. And it was as amazing as my brain could comprehend without it just melting out of my ears. The Rock did the rock bottom. And you know what? Statham still beat him! So I've been waiting for the moment for ages now when Sean would finally show up. Sean being the main character from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. He's lost a bit of hair since Tokyo Drift. Happy to see Sean again though. Glad he made it back in this film franchise. Kurt Russell. Shit! No!
Until they're within a 2-mile range. Only one way to stay alive.
The Rock just flexed out of a cast! It's as if the filmmakers just decided, fuck it, fuck everything, fuck what you think an action movie is, because this is an action movie. So we just finished the last one. Furious 7. Quite the emotional goodbye, I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed it. I'd put it right up there with the last one, Fast and Furious 6. Great villains. Great supporting cast. Hell, Ronda Rousey showed up. It's been nearly 14 hours I've been watching these films, and it started off simply enough. Some street racing between two guys, Dom and Brian. Brian was an undercover cop. Oh, that just turned shit upside down, and then Brian went to Miami. He did some stuff with some more undercover cops, and then they switched it. They went to Tokyo. Sean was there. Bow Wow was there. Han was there, who we weren't introduced to yet, and then we went 4, which went back in the past, and then Dom was there, and Brian was there again. Brian was the LA cop. He got a job again. He became part of the FBI. Han showed up again. More of the characters came back. Not really that good a film. Bad villain. Blah, blah, blah. 5th one came along. More people introduced. The Rock was introduced. He was hunting down our good guys. More things happened. Again, not really memorable villain, but The Rock was there. He was charismatic. More people were introduced again. And then we went to the 6th one. And then Tyrese, all those guys are there again. Ludacris, being Ludacris as always, he came back. 6 was the best one up to that point. Oh, the Shaw guy was a great guy. London, oh, Shaw was amazing. And then that one ended. Cliffhanger. Jason Statham is his brother. Shows up. 7, even better. Amazing film. More people. Kurt Russell. I just can't explain it anymore. If I had to give a score film-wise, again, I think it's, as a film, it sort of sits at that 2.5 range. But in the Fast and the Furious franchise, again, 4. Like, it's 4. It's up there. It's up there with 6. Definitive Fast and the Furious ranking. 6/7. 6 and or 7. 1. 3. 2, 4. So there you have it. It's been a long day, a day that started about 6:40 in the morning. It is now 8:50 p.m. Thank you for joining me if you've watched this video. If you weren't following along live, just search for #FuriousFest and you'll see my little descent into madness that happened throughout the nearly 14 hours. Goodbye. Peace, love, Jason Statham's to everybody.